Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody doing today? Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I needed to set some things up. I've got a new light here to try to brighten things up. I've got another one here which is not working, so I was trying to figure that out, but I'll just go with the one light for now. How's everybody doing today? My throat is feeling a lot better. It's not 100% yet, but it is so much better than before. So I'm happy for that. That means today's lesson, I shouldn't be coughing throughout the lesson like I did the last time. Today, we're going to be doing the future tense. We've been doing a lot of phrasal verbs recently. So what we're going to do today is we're not going to do phrasal verbs. We're going to go straight to some future tense. And we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to use an alternative. We're not going to use the standard future tense, how people usually make sentences. I'll show you a different way that we can make sentences in the future. We'll do a little bit of grammar, as we always do. And then we will do some exercise, one small exercise, and then mainly we'll get to a speaking part for you. So make sure you watch until the end. The speaking part is the most important part of this lesson. It's your chance to be able to make sentences. Caleb, hey, how's it going, buddy? How are you? I hope you're doing well, Caleb. All right, so I'm going to see if I can find the lesson first. I did put the lesson here somewhere. It's going to be yesterday's. There we go. I found it. So let me put the lesson onto the screen. Like I said, we're going to be doing future, but it's a little bit different than most future tenses. We'll go over that in just a second. Let's put the lesson onto the screen. And remember, if you want a copy of this lesson, just ask. I will always provide you with a lesson if you need it, if you want it. If you want my email address, all you have to do is go to my YouTube page, go to the part where it says about, like about me. And if you go to that section, there'll be an email section there. Just click on the email and my email will show up. You'll have access to my email. You can email me any questions, comments, lesson requests, or if you want a copy of the PDF. All right, so let's jump right into it. We're going to be talking about the future tense. And first, we're going to go over kind of the standard way people, speak in future tense. And for most people, I think the two easiest ways to speak in the future tense, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Two easiest ways are going to be going to, or it's going to be will. Those are the two easiest ways to speak in the future tense. Today, we're not going to be using these two verbs. You might use it, but that's not the focus of today's lesson. But since we are doing a little bit future, let's look at a little bit of pronunciation first. So we're going to look pronunciation. We're going to be focusing on be going to. We're not going to be using be going to in today's lesson, but I think it's important that when you do use be going to, that you understand the pronunciation. Now, whenever you use be going to, let's look at a standard sentence. I'm going to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to go to work tomorrow. Now, if I want to speak like a native speaker, if I want to make sure my pronunciation is similar to a native speaker, then I'm going to, we're going to change it to gonna. All right, so I'm going to go to work tomorrow. My sentence becomes, I'm gonna go to work tomorrow. All right, now this would be a good chance for anybody who's watching. Just repeat after me, shadow with me. So I'm gonna go to work tomorrow. Try not to say I'm going to go to work tomorrow. If you say that, it's fine, but you sound like a robot. So native speakers, we're gonna join going to. Going to becomes gonna. Going to becomes gonna. So I'm gonna. And that works for everything. For example, if it's you are going to, it's going to be you're gonna. Okay. We are going to is we're gonna. He is going to. He is going to. I would say he's gonna. She's gonna. They're gonna. All right. So going to, please reduce it, make it compact, join them, and say gonna. Right? Of course, when you're writing, please correctly write the word going to. But for pronunciation, you can just say gonna. Good evening, Paramesh. How are you today? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Okay, so now let's move to how we're going to make these sentences today. Now, if we look at the future tense, we have many different ways to make the future tense. And as I said, be, going to, and will, these two are the most common. These two are the most common. But today, we are going to focus on the next two. We are going to be focusing on the present tense, present continuous, and simple present tense. Now, most people don't really use these for the future, but it is possible to use present continuous. So present continuous means it's the be verb and ing. Be verb and ing. So I'm starting work tomorrow. Present simple is, the present simple tense. She finishes school next week. So today, our future sentences are mainly going to be present continuous or present tense. So let's quickly look at the grammar, and then we'll get to the exercises. All right, so now first, present continuous. Let's just make sure we understand. If you want to make present continuous, it's the be verb plus ing. All right, so that's going to be am, is, are, plus the verb, which must be an ing verb. Now, to make this future, we need to use a future word. We need to use a future word. So let's look at the sentence. Let's look at this sentence right here. It says, I am having, so we've got present continuous. I am having a party tomorrow. Tomorrow is my future word. So I need to have this type of word for this sentence to become future. If I said I'm having a party, only that means now. But I've said tomorrow, so it becomes future. I'm having a party tomorrow. All right, let's look at another sentence here. Another sentence, second sentence. I'm going to a baseball game tomorrow. Again, it's present continuous with the future word. Okay, now future words, it's not only tomorrow. It could be tonight, next week, in 1 month, next year, in 3 weeks, any future word. All right, second, so this is present continuous. Number 2 is present simple. When do I use present simple for the future? right? We can use the present simple for the future when we're talking about a timetable. Now, timetable means maybe public transportation, the bus timetable, the bus schedule, the train timetable, maybe an airplane timetable. All of these public types of transportation, we can use present simple. So let's look at the example sentence. My train leaves. This is present tense. Then I've got my future word, but I'm going to use a time. My train leaves at 7:25 tomorrow morning. Right? I don't need to say my train will leave. My train is going to leave. That's okay, but with timetable, with schedules, native speakers, we love to use the present simple. So my train leaves at 7:25 tomorrow morning. My match. This is not public transportation, but this is a schedule. The match schedule has been decided a long time ago. My match starts at 25 past 3. Okay, present simple. It starts. All right, so we're not saying, present continuous. We're not using going to or will. My match starts at 25 past 3. All right, now the last one I want to go over is, and I really like this one, is be about to. Be about to. This is kind of like the present simple. Now, we use be about to talk about something that will happen in the very near future. The very, very near future. So maybe in the next 10 seconds, in the next minute, in the next 5 minutes, something will happen. In that situation, we like to use be about to. All right. So, for example, the plane is on the runway. The plane is on the runway. Everybody's in their seat. The plane is on the runway. What will happen in the next short time? What will happen in the near future? The plane is about to take off. All right, so I've got my be verb. My be verb is, right? And then I've got about to. About to is the next part here. All right, so the plane is about to take off. Next, we've got the previews just ended. All right, so you are at a movie theater. At the beginning of a movie, before the movie begins, there are previews. There are trailers for upcoming movies. So the previews just ended. All right, so in the next very near future, the movie is about to start. All right, so make sure whenever we use be about to, okay, so be about to is going to be am, is, are, plus about to, plus regular verb. Okay, am, is, are, about to, plus regular verb. All right, so today we're going to use 3 different ways to talk in the future. We're going to use be about to. We're going to use the present simple when you're talking about a timetable. Or we're going to use present continuous. But remember, present continuous, it needs a future word. Tomorrow, tonight, next week. It needs that future word. All right, so those are the 3 that we will use today. So let's practice. Let's look at the first exercise. Now remember, if you have any questions, just ask me in the comment section. All right, so right here, I've got some fill in the blanks. We've got a conversation between two people. It's A and B. Right? So I want you to try to use present continuous, present simple, and be about to. So for instance, number A, I've got blank, you, I've given you the word you, anything tonight. All right. So maybe I would make present continuous. Are you doing anything tonight? Are you doing anything tonight? All right. So, of course, I'm going to use the answer. The subject will be I. All right. So I'm going to begin this with I. Let's make this bigger so it's easier for everyone to see. Are you doing anything tonight? Person B says, I something to the station to meet my friend Richard. Parmesh, I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, perfect. Are you doing anything tonight? Perfect answer, Parmesh. B, I'm gonna. Here, I'm going to. So gonna, we're not gonna say because gonna is going to. So if we say gonna, it must have a verb after. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna meet. I'm gonna see. So for this one, you can just say very simply, I'm going. I'm going. We don't need to use be going to plus verb. We can just say I'm going. I'm going to the station to meet my friend Richard. Sarah, perfect. I'm going to the station to meet my friend Richard. Then what about the next one? It says his train something in at 8:15. This is a tricky one. This is a tricky one because I've got the preposition in here. Now, if I said, I can make a very simple sentence. And Sarah, you know, this is a great idea. You're almost correct. But if I use arrive, right? Let me just make a banner here. Right? I can say his train arrives at 8:15. Okay? That would work. His train arrives at 8:15. The problem here is I've got two prepositions. I've got in and at. So his train arrives in at 8:15 doesn't work. So what I need to do is I need to find, and I'm going to give you a hint here. We need a phrasal verb that means arrives. So I need something in, and the meaning is going to be arrives. So if I didn't have in, if the in is gone, then arrives is the perfect answer. But I've added the word in here, and in is part of a phrasal verb. And we've done this phrasal verb. I've been doing a lot of phrasal verbs recently. And I included it in this one. So, Sarah, this works. Comes. Yeah. His train comes in at 8:15. That works. I like that. There is another word we could say as well. There is another word. So comes is perfect. His train comes in at 8:15. I like that. I'll put that up here as one of the answers. Comes in. His train comes in at 8:15. There is another one we could say. So comes in equals arrives. There's another word as well, another phrasal verb that we could use that also means arrive. The other one that would mean arrive here is gets. Gets in. Gets in means arrive. And there you go, Sarah. Perfect. Perfect timing. Gets in. Okay, so, and then if we look at the rest of the conversation, then person A says, oh, I see. Then person B says, maybe we'll see you later. Then what? Something, something tonight. So what would we answer here? All right, Sarah, perfect. What are you doing tonight? All right. Now, there are many possible questions here, but because we're practicing present continuous, this is the perfect one. In fact, I think, if we wanted to do, grammatically, I could say, what are you going to do tonight? What are you going to do tonight? This is using be going to. This is not very common. I think native speakers, what are you doing, is the most common way we ask this question. Present continuous plus my future word. All right, next, the answer. So pretty much not arrived, because we're going to do everything with future in this one. So no past tense. And basically, we're going to be using present continuous or present tense today. So maybe we'll see you later. What are you doing tonight? Oh, and then again, use the subject I, something, 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 something to the movies with Vicky and Rachel and a couple of other people. The film, something, quite early. So something to a pizza place afterward. So for the first part, Sarah, perfect. I'm going to the movies with Vicky and Rachel. I'm going to the movies with Vicky and Rachel. And gets arrived, no, pretty we never use those together. No, we could say his train gets in or his train arrives, but never gets arrived. Next sentence says the film something quite early. The film something quite early. So something to a pizza place afterward. You're welcome, Parmesh. You're welcome. There you go, Paramesh. The film starts quite early. Perfect. Sarah, starts quite early. Perfect. That's perfect answer. Starts. If you wanted, you could actually do the opposite as well. You could even say ends. Both would work. The film starts quite early, so something to a pizza place afterward. Perfect. We are going to. Nice. Paramesh, going. Good. Just don't forget your subject. We're going to a pizza place afterward. Now, let's go a little bit more advanced English. Let's go a little bit more sort of how I would speak at times. Instead of going to, we could also say we are heading to. We're heading to. Heading to means going to. Same meaning. Paramesh, good. We are going. Perfect. Yeah, so heading. Try to remember that. Heading is really, really useful. We use this to mean going to. So, for instance, I'm heading to the office at 12 o'clock tomorrow. It means I'm going to the office at 12 o'clock tomorrow. And again, here I use present continuous to make my sentence. All right, so does that make sense? Heading to? I really like that. It's a great verb to talk about going somewhere. So we have a lot of verbs that mean go. So, I'm going to work. I'm heading to work. I'm going to a supermarket. I'm heading to the supermarket. Hit up. Hit up means to go also. I need to hit up an ATM before I go to the supermarket. It means I need to go to the ATM. Okay, this is a good warm-up exercise. We're using present continuous, present tense. Now, that's the warm-up. What we're going to do next is your chance to make sentences. All right, so let's scroll down here to the next part. So basically, I'm going to give you some words. This is the example one here. It says, Kaori graduate school next year. Just 3 words. I'm not going to make any sentences. You have to use this information, and you're going to make a sentence that's a future sentence. You can use present continuous, you can use present tense, or you can use be about to. Determine which one you will use. Now, very important. Please remember, if you don't want to use these words, for example, if you want to use different words, that's okay. This is only your idea. It's your theme. It's only giving you the idea. If you want to change the words, that's completely okay. If you want to use these words, that's also okay. Okay, so the example, Kaori graduate school next year. My sentence is, Kaori is going to graduate school next year. Okay, or I can make it even simpler. I could say, Kaori is graduating school next year. All right, I don't need to say going. Kaori is graduating. Kaori graduates next year. Okay, so graduate, Paramesh, is a verb. So we don't need to put complete here. Graduate is the verb. Graduation is the noun. There you go. Kaori is going to graduate next year. Perfect, Caleb. Perfect. Okay, so that's your example. Next, it's your turn. So let's look at number one. Number one says Mike and Harriet. And then we've got Tom's party next week. Please use this information. Make a future sentence. You can use these words. You don't have to use these words. This is your idea. Mike and Harriet, Tom's party next week. Okay, let's make this as big as I can so it's easy for you to see. Okay, so Sarah, Mike and Harriet are going to go to Tom's party next week. Perfect. Perfect. This is using the traditional future tense, going to, be going to. But you changed it using the pronunciation at the beginning of the lesson, so that's perfect. If we didn't want to say gonna go, then Paramesh, your answer also perfect. Mike and Harriet are going to Tom's party next week. Don't forget Tom. Kayla, Mike and Harriet are going to Tom's party next week. Perfect. All right. So we start off easy. Let's get to number two. All right, let's put your answers up here. And I'm just going to say they, just to make it easier. They are going to Tom's party next week. Okay, perfect. So let's look at the next one. And I'm going to try to keep the first one on the screen. So if people are a little bit slower, they're a little behind, you can see the answer still. So I've got number two, Laura, office on Saturday. Laura, office on Saturday. Again, you don't have to use every word. This is just your idea. It's your theme. Okay, so here we've got Sarah. Laura always gets to the office on Saturday. Okay, now this is a good sentence. This is a good sentence. But this sentence, Sarah, is not future. This sentence would be routine. It's present tense. Because you put always, that means it's always happening. It's a routine then. It's not a future sentence. The sentence is correct, but it's not future. Caleb, Laura is going to her office on Saturday. Perfect. Perfect. Here, it's a future sentence. We're using present continuous. Okay. Here, pretty much we need to use present continuous here. Laura is. We need another verb. Now, if you wanted to use, instead of going to, going to we've been using a lot. Let's try to use a different one. Let's try to use a different verb. Laura is working on Saturday. Okay, so here I'm not using going to, and I didn't use the word office. I just put working. Laura is working on Saturday. Sarah, Laura is going to go to the office on Saturday. Yeah, that's future. Okay, now let's look at the next one, number three. Number three, we've got the information. We've got Claire. Okay, Claire is a person's name, generally a woman's name. We've got plane ticket. We've got Cairo. We've got May 15th. This is a lot of information. You don't have to use all of these words. Happiest Odie. I love the name. Happiest Odie. Playa. Is it, are you saying player, like playa? All right, so let's use the information. Claire, plane ticket, Cairo, May 15. Try to use present continuous or present tense or be about to. Cairo is a city, Paramesh. Cairo is a city in Egypt. All right, so Sarah, we've got Claire is going to buy a plane ticket to Cairo on May 15. Okay, grammar is completely fine. It's the future tense. We're using be going to. So it's not present continuous, but it's perfect sentence. But just one thing to clarify, Sarah. So Claire is going to buy a plane ticket to Cairo on May 15. That means on May 15, she's buying the ticket. Not flying, but she's buying the ticket. If you want to say that May 15, that's when she flies to Cairo, then instead of on May 15, you're going to say for May 15. Claire is going to buy a plane ticket to Cairo for May 15. So for May 15 means that's when she's flying to Cairo. On May 15, that's when she's buying the ticket. So changing the preposition completely changes the meaning of the sentence. Claire is going to buy a plane ticket to Cairo May 15. Yeah. For May 15. Perfect. For me, if I'm just going to use present continuous, I might just say Claire is flying to Cairo on May 15. Claire is flying to Cairo on May 15. Now, if I just use the word flying, then it's understood that she bought a ticket. So I don't need to say plane ticket. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about that, just let me know. All right, let's look at number 4. I need to make this a little bit smaller so it fits onto the screen. Okay. So what we have here, we've got Mike. Mike is generally a guy's name. In line at the airport gate. And boarding pass, with his boarding pass. Mike in line at the airport gate with his boarding pass. Now try to make the sentence present continuous or present tense or be about to. Let's try not to use will. Let's try not to use be going to verb. Okay, those are the easy ways to do it. Those are the standard ways. Today we're trying to learn how to use present continuous, present tense, or be about to. Okay, in line, that means He is standing in line. Okay, so Sarah, you've got Mike is gonna be in line at airport gate with his boarding pass. Okay, but right now he's already in line. He's already in line. Sentence is okay. Your sentence is fine. Mike is going to be, but let's try not to use going to be or gonna be. Let's try to make it just present continuous. Paramesh, good. Mike is waiting at the airport gate with his boarding pass. I like that. That's a good one. Mike is waiting. All right, Mike is waiting at the gate with his boarding pass. Okay, now I want to challenge everyone. I want to challenge you. Like, this is a perfect sentence. Mike is waiting, right? It's present continuous, but we're talking about the future. But it's kind of like right now. We don't really know it's the future. What I want to challenge you is I'd like you to make a sentence for this situation. I'd like you to use be about to. Be about to. So, Paramesh, your sentence is perfect, but it says right now. It's not future. It's not the future. Remember, present continuous, if we want future, we need the future word. So let's try using be about to. Remember, be about to is telling us that something is going to happen in the very near future. Okay, so something will happen in the very near future. So if we're thinking about this situation, we're thinking about Mike, what will happen in the very near future? Now I want you to imagine yourself. You've got your boarding pass, okay? Got your boarding pass in your hand. You're in line. What is going to happen in the very near future? Okay, so Paramesh, Mike is waiting at the airport gate, be about flying. So you've added two sentences into one. We need to separate them. Okay, Sarah, you're already on number 5. Good. I thought actually right now, I thought Sarah, I thought your train was, I thought you were late. Let's do that for number 4 as well. So your answer for number 5 works for number 4 as well. So for me, number 4, I think the best answer here would be Mike is about to board the plane. Mike is about to board the plane. No, don't say sorry, Sarah. No need to apologize. I was worried for you, actually. I thought you were late. So here, number 4, board. Board is a verb in this situation. Board means that you're actually You're going to walk onto the plane. That's boarding the plane. So Mike is about to board the plane. If you're standing in line at the airport gate, you got your boarding pass with you. The next step is getting on the plane. It's going to happen in the very near future, right? So you would say Mike is about to board the plane. This is a future sentence. And so let's look at number 5. You were on the train platform. Train schedule is 8:55. Current time is 8:54. Okay. Train schedule is 8:55. Current time is 8:54. Yeah, my train is about to leave. Perfect. My train is about to leave. I'm late. Excellent sentence. So we can have a couple of sentences here. I like this one, Sarah. You said, my train is about to leave. Right? Because current time is 8:54. Train schedule is 8:55. That means in your sentence, you are on the train. And now you are just waiting for the train to begin moving. And it will happen in the very near future, 1 minute. Okay. Now, I live in Japan. And the one thing about Japan is the train schedules here are so punctual. They're always on time. So I could actually have a different sentence here. I could even say, my train is about to arrive. It's 8:54 right now. Train schedule says 8:55. Yeah, train's about to arrive. Both sentences work. One is Sarah's sentence, which is perfect. That means we're on the train. In the next minute, we'll leave. Then my sentence is we're on the platform and the train will come in the next short while. All right, great. Good job, Sarah. Let's a different point of view. I'm from Italy. And what is Italy? How are the trains in Italy, Sarah? Are they come early and then you wait and then they leave? Yeah, the trains in Canada, like I'm from Canada originally, and then I used to live in the US. The buses and trains, they're not always on time in Canada and in the US. Like buses in the US and Canada as well, definitely not on time. It's weird. This country, buses, trains, everything is to the minute. They're always on time here. Yeah, trains are always late. Yeah, same with Canada, same with US, where I'm from. Here it's weird. It's really, they're always on time. The only time it's late is if there's an accident. If there's some issue, some mechanical issue, or unfortunate accident, then it'll be late. But it's very rare. All right, let's look at the next one. Tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game, Lakers versus Kings. Let's make a sentence, future sentence using present continuous or present tense. This is not, there's no time schedule here, so it's going to be present continuous. All right, so tomorrow's game, Lakers versus Kings. Actually, if we're talking real basketball, it's in 2 days, and it's going to be Dallas and who are they playing? Minnesota. I think for this situation here, the trickiest part is you have to figure out what the subject is going to be. What is the subject going to be? So Paramesh, I like that you use Lakers or Kings as the subject at the beginning. We don't want to say verses in a sentence. Verses is usually only kind of used in writing. But when we're speaking, we're not going to really say verses. And then conducting. Conducting is a specialized verb. You usually conduct an experiment. Right, so those are going to be very common. I'll make a banner of that. You conduct an experiment. Okay, the other way we could say for conduct would be to conduct an orchestra. All right, conduct an experiment, conduct an orchestra. Usually for games, two teams are, if they're talking about two teams, we're not really going to be using conduct. But I think you started the sentence off well. I think that we should use the teams as the subject. At least one of the teams has to be the initial subject. So since I've got Lakers at the front here, I'll begin my sentence with Lakers. And I always, when we talk about teams, especially their nickname, I always put the. All right, so the Lakers are playing the Kings tomorrow. The Lakers are playing the Kings tomorrow. Now, we could be way more formal. We could make a sentence saying the Lakers are competing against the Kings tomorrow, but that's too formal. We don't speak like that. When we're talking about a sporting event, two teams are playing against each other. So the Lakers are playing the Kings tomorrow. All right, so let's move to number 7. Number 7, we've got CEO standing in front of the microphone right now. The CEO is standing in front of the microphone right now. And for this one, try using be about to. Try using be about to. So we got the CEO. CEO is standing. There's a microphone right here. So what is going to happen in the very near future? So Parash, your second sentence is good. Just don't put verses. Put and. The Lakers and Kings are going to play tomorrow. The Lakers and Kings are playing tomorrow. All right, Paramesh, the CEO is about to start the seminar. Perfect. Perfect. Great sentence. The CEO is about to start the seminar. All right, so Sarah, you've got CEO is about to stand in front of the microphone now. Grammatically fine, but right now he's standing. What's going to happen next? What will happen next? What will happen in the next short period? And don't use the word now at the end. Just remove now. The CEO is about to stand in front of the microphone, period. In that situation, that means CEO is sitting down. But in the next very short future, CEO will stand and go in front of the microphone. Okay. Another one that maybe I would say here is that CEO is about to give a speech. The CEO is about to give a speech. Caleb, the CEO is going to give a speech. Perfect. Maybe the CEO is giving a speech. That would be now, though. All right. Going to give a speech. Perfect. All right. Let's look at the next one. We've got Mark. We've got a meeting. We've got a boss. We've got 4 p.m. Okay. Caleb, Mark is going to meet the boss at 4 p.m. Okay. Perfect. Try using, Caleb, let's try doing this in present continuous. So if possible, I don't want people to use be going to. Okay, so I don't want this one. If possible. In your sentence is perfect. Your sentence is perfect. But let's try not using be going to here. So you can change yours, Caleb. Just get rid of going to, is going to, and just use the verb meet. And put meet into the ing. So you could say Mark is meeting his boss at 4 p.m. Perfect, Caleb. Good. Mark is meeting the boss at 4 p.m. Sarah, Mark is going to talk to the boss at 4 p.m. because he might get fired. Yeah, good sentence. Good sentence. And again, we can get rid of going to. So Mark is talking to the boss at 4 because he might get fired. So let's try to make it shorter by making present continuous. Mark is talking to his boss at 4 p.m. because he might get fired. Okay. If we're talking about meeting schedule, then I could just say their meeting is at 4 p.m. Okay, this is a future sentence, and I'm just using is, present tense with time. But I like the present continuous. Mark is meeting his boss. Mark is talking with his boss at 4 p.m. Okay, we have two more. So let's go here. We've got again, Kaori Yasuhiro. We've got tennis court. We've got tomorrow afternoon. And let's change these names to make them easier. We're going to go Ken. And let's go Sam. Ken and Sam. Tennis court tomorrow afternoon. Or if you want, Kaori Yasuhiro. For me, those names are easy. Or you can just say they. Let's make a sentence. Tennis court tomorrow afternoon. Hello, SNT 667. Okay, so Caleb, they're going to meet at the tennis court tomorrow afternoon. Perfect. Again, let's remove going to. Let's remove going to. A lot of times if we remove going to, it just becomes a faster, shorter sentence. And a lot of, native speakers, we like to make everything smaller, faster, shorter. So again, remove going to. Make the verb into the ing. Ken and Sam are meeting, not is. Ken and Sam are meeting up at the tennis court to play a game tomorrow afternoon. Great sentence. Just change the verb to are, Sarah. I love that you said meeting up. All right, so Ken and Sam are meeting up at the tennis court. It's a great verb. We can say meeting at the tennis court, but meeting up is very, very commonly used by native speakers. It has the same meaning. Perfect. There you go. Are. I think it was just a typo. I got it, but that's a great sentence. Ken and Sam are meeting up at the tennis court to play a game tomorrow afternoon. Excellent. That is a great sentence. They're meeting tomorrow afternoon at the tennis court. Perfect. All right. So we don't need to put going to. As long as we have that future word tomorrow, it becomes future. Okay. I can say, Ken is playing Sam tomorrow afternoon. Ken is playing Sam in a game of tennis tomorrow afternoon. All right, so I could say that Kaori is playing Yasuhiro or Ken and Sam one too many O's. There we go. Kaori is playing Yasuhiro in a game of tennis tomorrow afternoon. But I actually like your guys' sentences better. Ken, they're meeting tomorrow afternoon. That's a great one, Caleb. And the Sarah, yours. Ken and Sam are meeting up at the tennis court to play a game tomorrow afternoon. Excellent. Okay, last one. My favorite show in 5 minutes. My favorite show in 5 minutes. What would you put for an answer here? My favorite show in 5 minutes. Nice, Sarah. I love it. I really like the extra sentences you're adding here, Sarah. It's a really great way to practice your English. And it's very, I can imagine you saying this. My favorite show is about to start in 5 minutes. Give me the remote, please. Perfect. Caleb, my favorite show is starting in 5 minutes. Perfect. Perfect. I really like be about to. It's a great sentence. It's a great verb to talk about something that's going to happen in the next very near future. And speaking of favorite shows, do you guys have a favorite show right now? Is there something you like watching? So I'm going to put both answers. While I wait for you guys to answer, I'm going to put Sarah's and I'll put Caleb's here as well. My favorite show is about to start in 5 minutes. Give me the remote, please. And then you've got my favorite show is starting in 5 minutes. Perfect. Okay, so I wanted to do a lesson today, just something a little bit more unique. We speak in the future tense a lot, and we always use be going to or will. And I want you to get used to using present continuous because it really does make our sentences smaller and shorter. So our speaking becomes a little bit more fluent. All we have to do is add that future word and it becomes future. So make sure you practice that. And then as well, timetables, it's just present tense. We don't need to say going to or will. And then my favorite is be about to. Something's going to be happening very shortly. We use be about to. It's a great future tense sentence. So make sure you practice that. If you have any questions about today, make sure you ask. Anybody watching this on the replay, if you have any questions, if you want a copy of this PDF, make sure you ask. You can ask your questions in the comment section. You can put all your answers in the comment section. If you have got a different answer, please put it in the comment section. I will check. Also, anybody new watching this on the replay or watching right now, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm doing a lot of lives. I'm trying to do 3 or 4 live lessons a week right now. So my next live will be tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit more difficult than today. Tomorrow is going to be focused more on speaking. We're going to be practicing permission tomorrow. Everybody's going to be making questions that are can I, may I, do you mind if I, would you mind if I. I'll be giving you many situations and you're going to read or listen to the situation and make a can I sentence. Tomorrow, there will be no really grammar explanation. It's just speaking. So make sure you come join me tomorrow. Caleb, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Great job. Sarah, amazing. I love the sentences. Thank you. I really appreciate the nice comments as well. Hopefully you can join tomorrow as well. Tomorrow is going to be all about, I like to call it like real training. I'm going to give you real situations you'll experience, and then you have to use an English can I or may I sentence. So if you guys have time, join me tomorrow. It'll be at about 10:35 p.m. Japan Standard Time. So it'll be about 1 hour earlier than today. And if not, just watch it on the replay. After tomorrow, the next live will be Saturday morning. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining. If you have any questions in the next sort of 10, 20 seconds, ask me now. Otherwise, you can ask later as well in the comment section. All right, guys. It doesn't look like there are any questions. So thank you guys very much for watching, for participating. You guys are great. And I look forward to seeing you guys all in the next lesson. See ya.